right. Hello, hello, hello. This is gonna be episode 3 of my Jetpack Compose exploration. And you can see that something's different if you've seen the other episodes. I'm trying to use my DSLR to record and capture my video, and it's still a bit weird having a lens pointed at me from just outside, off to the side of the monitor. So I'll see how it goes. The cable arrived today, so I'm able to use it as a video input to my OBS. So I want to see how it goes. I mean, it's certainly, just like from looking at the preview, it does look better and clearer. I'm not sure about the focus. I hope the autofocus works. Yeah, I think it's doing something anyway. All right, so I guess we're gonna go right back into our little app here that we're building. Just to recap, I'm building a travel application to learn the ropes with Jetpack Compose, and I'm currently still on this initial overview screen. And what we've done so far is we've built a horizontally scrolling component, which we use for the filters, and also down here for the actual images of some places. And if I switch over to my screen capture, you should be able to see, once I authenticate Visor, that is, you should be able to see what this looks like currently. All right, so here it is. Here's the current state. So we have something resembling the header. We have the horizontally scrolling filters, and then below we have some just random images, which are supposed to be the places. You can see the blue triangle here. I was trying to look into custom clippings and custom shapes. I'm gonna postpone that for just a bit, because I need to do some experimentation on the side. I don't want to do that on stream, because I want to do something special for the star rating. So where you can rate a location out of 5 stars, and I want to have that show in a really nice animated way. We're gonna go and build something for the star rating today, but it's going to be a simplified version of where I want this to eventually end up. So first order of business, I think, is we are going to go with the first step of this rating bar. We're going to map a piece of logic from the data model onto the star rating, and then we're going to show that in icons, and then yellow icons being stars awarded, and then white stars being the stars missing until you get a perfect score. So that's what we're gonna do first. And after that, I'm gonna stylize the cells a bit more. So I'm gonna change the font color, change the icon size maybe a bit, just make it a bit nicer and more akin to the actual design. All right, so let's jump into this. All right, so unlike last time, this time I have built the app. So we're not gonna have to wait for a couple minutes for the first build. This should be a bit quicker now. Hopefully that's actually the case. Right, so we're back onto our start screen here. Okay. Let's see, I got the rating bar. I'm probably a to-do somewhere down here. Yeah, so this was my experiment where I just tried to use a custom shape to clip my my bar, my star rating bar. Basically, eventually I want to have a white rectangle rendered, and then on top of that I want to have a yellow rectangle rendered, and then this shape is going to be clipped, the rectangle is going to be clipped by like 5 stars. And then I can animate the rectangles behind, and the stars will clip it so that it looks like 5 stars. But then I can make the bar really cool looking by animating it, even to a fraction like 4.2 stars, making the the fifth star, just that tiny bit of filled out, I want to do something like this. But for now, we're going to extrapolate it to integers, and that's the first order of business. And I'm going to keep my shoddy implementation here with just emitting the same icon 5 times. So let's go. Right, so I have the star icon. I load that from a vector resource. And then I'm emitting this 5 times. And then this has a tint property on it. So I think we should be okay to define a yellow tint first, and then apply that based on whether or not the cast version, like the float, we get a float rating, right? So we cast that to an int, and then maybe floor it. I'm not sure if flooring or probably floor would be better than ceiling. So we're gonna have a int value. We're just gonna cast that straight to an int. Oh, my IntelliSense has not woken up yet. Okay, let's see. Are you there? Yes, I think it has woken up. Yes, this one. Does this return an int? Does return a float, so we're gonna cast that to int. All right, so now we have something between 0 and 5. And then we are going to maybe just do a loop, honestly. So I'm gonna do a loop here between 0 and 5, and I'm gonna emit this icon. Just deduplicating code, but also it makes it easier to specify the tint just for those stars that are part of the rating. So we're gonna do just asset, which is always gonna be the same, and then we have tint, and tint will depend on if I guess if the loop index is greater than or equal to the int value. No, actually I'm gonna do it the opposite way. So if it's less than or equal to the int value, then it's a yellow star. Otherwise it's gonna be white. Okay, so we'll need the tint of this. I should have looked this up earlier, but alas, I did not think that far ahead. So, gonna bust out our old friend Photoshop here. I'm gonna pick just this yellow here of the star. I'm gonna zoom in really closely so we can see all the pixels. Okay, all right, let's see. It's opening up, and just in a second here I'm gonna be able to pick this out. Okay, so whoops. Here we are. Let's clip this out. All right, and I need to go to my screenshots. All right, so let's pick this yellow here, the star yellow. I'm gonna tweak it a bit because my picked color is a bit too orange for my liking. I'm gonna do a really, really bright and like saturated yellow, but not bright yellow. All right, good. Let's try this. So we have the hex value. I'm gonna paste that into our colors object. I'm just gonna call that, I don't know, filled star, I guess. Color from hex again because it's easier. Okay, and then we have non-filled star, and that is gonna be just white. It's gonna be our white color. Okay. And then back to the tint. So if this is actually part of the lower half of the star rating bar, then we are gonna use mycolors.filled star. Otherwise, it's gonna be mycolors non-filled star. Okay, remove these comments, and then I think this is okay already. Let's build this. I wanna see what this looks like. All right, I'm not sure if it's my OBS, but just looking at the preview in OBS, it seems like using the DSLR induces a bit of lag. I hope that's just on my OBS though, but it doesn't look that way. I think maybe my machine is not cut out for its video stream at the same time, but we'll see. You're gonna know at the latest. You're gonna know it by the next stream. If I'm back in my shoddy video quality, then you know what's up. All right, so what's up with visor again? Okay, here it is. Right, so that is okay, but I think I awarded my test data 4 out of 5 stars. No, hold on. Where's my star rating? Yeah, I did award it 4 out of 5. Okay, so maybe I messed up the index here. Well, yeah, okay. The index runs from 0 to 4 inclusive. So I guess if it's 4 out of 5, I guess it does need to have, like, it's got to be inclusive. So I think it's better if and more understandable if I let this run from 1 to 5 rather than 0 to 4. Because what I'm thinking is, one of the most magical APIs in Compose that I've seen is Animate, and I think if I just wrap, I guess I gotta remember something here. I think the star rating bar needs to have some sort of state to keep track of its int value. But if I wrap this inside Animate, then I can change the rating and it will nicely animate between the different states. All right, so oops, that's the wrong button. Here we go. So we can now see this works. We have 4 stars in yellow and 1 in white. And what I've said at the end of last stream has already come to be a problem. If I go back to the design, you can see that these images are made to be put, like, they're very dark. They're made to be put to have white stuff put on top of them. Whereas my test image is way too bright at the bottom, and this white star, you can barely see it. So I think I'm going to emit a gradient over this, or just desaturate it in some way. I want to make the bottom half of my images a bit more dim and dark, so that the white content works better, I suppose. So I'm going to do that first before I go back to like the animation stuff. Okay, right. So let's think about this. So this is just the rating bar. So wherever this is included, which is here, this column here. Okay, so here we have the top picks section. This is a section, and then this block is basically the content of a top pick. Actually, I'm going to refactor this and say top picks section item. Probably feed the item. And then I'm gonna put that into a composable function. And this is well, I guess it can be anything, so it can be a T. It's not going to remain a T for very long, but for now it can be. Okay, so this is emitting, this is emitting this item. That's basically the cell of that particular top pick section. Right, so here we emit the background image, and then we have a column which emits the star rating bar. Okay, well, I guess let's remove the generic type param already. I'm over it. Okay, so we have a column, and then in between the image and the column, which holds the content, in between that, we are going to, well, we're gonna do a gradient, like overlay, I guess. So let's do, I don't know, a box with like 50% height. Maybe that works. Modifier, fill height, fraction. Maybe I can use the fraction now. So I'm gonna use 0.5 for 50%. I think I don't need to align this because the parent box already takes care of it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use a very annoying background color so that I know that I'm doing the right thing. So, oh, I might need fill max width, lest it be 0 pixels wide. Okay, fraction is 1f by default, so that means fill it completely. All right, just gotta brighten my display. Okay, yeah, so that did not show up as I expected. Let's try it with fill max width, because I think the box otherwise it's not gonna have any size. Okay. Yeah, that's what I wanted to see. What is wrong with visor? It's really weird. Unless I put it really in the foreground, it does not update. Weird. Okay, so here's the eye strain inducing visor, and this works now. So yeah, I'm gonna make this an overlay. It's a bit annoying that the red is not clipped. It doesn't have the round corners. So what I'm thinking is, can I just put the clip on the parent, and then all the children will be clipped the same way? At least that's my understanding of how clip works. Yeah, that does look like it's the case. That is really, really cool. Okay, so we have the white. So now what I want to do is I want to make this a gradient that grows from transparent at the top to still transparent but much darker at the bottom. So we're not going to do a background. We are going to, well, brush. I think I remember that brush is a linear gradient is a brush, an implementation of brush. So I think this should be okay. So let's try this. I want to do colors from, how do I make this vertical? I guess by specifying the X and Y. Is there vertical gradient? There sure is, okay. Right, so colors is list of color, transparent. Let's start with top first, and then, yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna do something just for checking it. Gonna be 0F, 0F, 0F. I don't know, let's go really dark. Let's go 0.3. Right, so let's see, I need start Y would be 0, top, and then end Y. Yeah, now I'm back again at the point where I don't understand how you cannot specify a gradient in terms of percentage. I had that above as well for my for the welcome aboard thing. Its background has a gradient too, and I had to give like real dip values. I could not say, okay, 60% is that color, 100% is that color. It didn't work. I had to use dips. So I'm really curious if there's any way that works. But for now, I guess I have to use... Oh, it's not dip. That's even weirder. Is it pixels then? Okay, 128, whatever that means. Okay, so let us do that. Okay, let's see what this looks like. Yeah, that's kind of what I wanted. Yeah, that works. I think that works. Can certainly see the white non-filled out star much better now. I do think that the star rating bar is too big though. It just uses the intrinsic size of the vector asset, and I think that is too big. Like 24 dip or whatever it is. It's too much. I think gotta shrink this down a bit. So if I'm gonna give my composable a modifier so I can change its behavior from the outside. I'm also gonna update this parameter name to rating, and then this one accordingly to int rating. Okay. Right, so visor can go away for now. And then I'm gonna apply the modifier that I get to the row. Meaning I can give a modifier here, which hopefully lets me do modifier height 16. I'm not sure if that's gonna work, but we'll see. Build. Okay, let's see. I think that worked, yeah. I think this is much smaller now. And I also think that this is closer to the design. So let me pull this up. Yeah, I think that's better. I mean, we gotta see the typeface change first before we do anything else, but that's good to know. That made the icon smaller. I wasn't able to give a composable more height and then have the vector asset fill that space. So the top icons, the search and the grid thing, the 9 dots, those are still too small, but I could not make them bigger for whatever reason. But it's okay. All right. Cool. Let us update the styling of the cell now, including the icon. All right, so the text below, that's going to be the title, like the name of the place. And that is going to get... what styling is this gonna get? I think this is the same style as the heading, actually. It's just white instead of black. So let's try that. Let us do... what's used by horizontal section? Okay, it's H3. So I'm gonna copy H3. I'm gonna put that here. And then also I'm going to use white as the text color. So color is gonna be material theme, colors. And I think it was on surface. I'm not sure. I used some color white. Gotta go into theme. Yeah, on surface is white. On primary would have done the job as well, but I'm gonna do on surface. Okay. All right. Good. So that should already work. And then for the text below, I have made this composable, which is just basically just a text with a drawable in front of it. Actually, does text have something like that out of the box? Well, there's text decoration. Maybe that's it. But I don't think it does. I think I don't think text decoration is what I think it is. Let's see. Okay, that's underline or line through. Okay, well, no, I'm pretty sure that you're supposed to do icon and text next to each other in Compose. Text does not provide icons out of the box. All right. I'm kind of thinking I gotta specify the tint to white here, and then here the color. Then I had to do it over here. I kind of want to make this a surface to like wrap it, and then I think the color should be used automatically. So if I use surface, just wrapping this in here, I think I can omit the color statement and it will just use the on surface color anyway. Let's try that. Maybe it doesn't work and it breaks everything, but I want to know. Okay, so this is going to be the text and it's really, really small. So I have just specified H3. I don't think I have used like H4 at all. So let's, in our theme, specify a text style for H4. Make that really tiny. Oh, I think it's smaller than just a tad. Okay, let's do 11 SP. I'm not sure if that's too small, but let's try. And then font weight is just gonna be the default. Or actually, no, it's gonna be the light one. It's gonna be a W200. I think they use the thin typeface for that. Then back in the start screen, we have location text, and then in here I'm just gonna apply. I'm gonna apply H4 to this. Let's see how it goes. Hey Flora, how are you? Good to see you. Okay, let's see if this picked up all the surface colors. Yeah, I am making some good progress. I mean, if I were to use the stuff that I'm already familiar with, then I would be much further along at this point. But the point of this whole thing is that I use what's not familiar to me yet in order to learn it. So I think it looks okay for now. Okay, but now I've made it crash. It won't open anymore. Let's see what's wrong. So what's your problem? What is your deal? Surface can only have one direct measurable child. Oh, is that right? Okay. Okay, well. That's annoying, but I guess then I'll just switch those around so that the column lives on the surface. And I guess that should work, maybe, hopefully. I had a lot of brain farts today that slowed my progress, but then again, WebGL is a pain to work with sometimes. Yeah. I haven't had the pleasure of dealing with WebGL yet, but I've heard good things though too. But I guess that's where the sometimes part comes in, huh? Okay, so let me put up Visor. So here we are. So this is the current progress. And we can see the on surface actually worked, which is good. I think I can also omit from the star rating bar the dedicated... Oh, well, actually, it's a bit annoying if I omit it. Where is it? Here. The non-filled star. I don't think I need that anymore, because it's gonna use on surface if I don't specify it. But the thing is, how do I... it's really annoying. But let me try. I want to try this. So if... Well, yeah, let's just copy this statement here. So this is gonna be the filled out icon. It's a bit redundant. I don't really like it, but I want to see if the on surface actually applies to this tint as well. And then let's do tint equals... Close this down. Okay. And then else, I'm still gonna emit an icon, but it is not gonna have a tint, which makes it inherit the on surface. I think that's how it works. Let's see. Right, yeah. When it doesn't render, I guess there's not really anything in terms of like logging or anything. Not even something that you could add, because it's just like so low level that you're really dependent on the visual feedback that you get. So I can relate to that. In fact, I spent like an hour trying to connect my DSLR to actually give me something that I can put on OBS, and that was just a black screen for like 58 minutes of that hour. So I can kind of relate, even though I didn't have to write the WebGL drivers or whatever. So that's good. Okay, so this is the updated app, and it does work. It still has the white star, even though I think the asset itself is black, isn't it? Let me actually close down Visor for now. Yes, it is black. Okay. Cool, so that works. That is good. So let me update the icon size of the map marker. And actually 11 SP is a bit too small. I want to do something a bit bigger. So let's do 12. And then I want to, in location text, I want to give this icon a modifier and say that its height... Well, I'd like its height to be 12 SP as well. I'd like it to be whatever... Let's see if that works. I'd like it to be whatever the size of H4 is. Does that work? Well, I gotta do dips, but... Can I convert this to dips at all? I guess I can do value dip, which is a kind of annoying structure there, but if it works, it works. So let's just pull out h4 into a variable here. Okay, font style, font size, value dip. Okay, oh, let's try. And the next I want to do the animate and actually get some state into this app, because right now it doesn't have any state. All right, the alignment looks a bit weird, but in terms of the size, it's okay. So let me get the padding right, top and bottom margin of the bigger text, and then I think we are already kind of good to go. This needs a bit more indenting though, now that it's a bit smaller in general. I'm gonna indent this just a bit more, just 12 dips, and I'm gonna do bottom 12 and start 12. They can go all the way to the edge on the right side, I don't care. In fact, it's better because I want to prevent breaking to a new line as much as possible. Okay, so text. So can I specify? Well, I guess I'm just gonna do spacer here. Modifier is modifier height. Let's do, from the design, it looks like the bottom is slightly larger. So let's do 8 above the text, and then let's do 12 below the text. Let's see. All right, and then we should have something that resembles the spacings on the design. Let's see. Okay, it's a bit too much. Could go a bit bigger, honestly, for H3 in general. Could do like 20 SP. And also, I'm gonna bump up the H4 as well, making these a bit smaller, 7 and 8, 4 and 8. Let's go. All right, lurk mode activated. Enjoy dinner. Yeah, that is much better. That is what I want. Okay. I really like that. The marker is still a bit too large. But then again, it's also a different image resource compared to the design. I feel like it can have a bit more spacing between the map marker and the... Does this have margin, by the way? Does this work in Compose? No. Okay. Well, let's do another spacer then. Modifier width is going to be 4 dips. Spacing out between map marker and text. Cool. All right. Okay. I think this is good. Let me make this clickable now, because I want to have something happen when the user does click on it. So I think to make something clickable, you add the clickable modifier on it. And then that's a lambda function that's going to get called whenever they do. So let's actually just log something. I clicked it. want to see if this shows up. All right, gotta give a tag, of course. Okay, why is this grayed out? What? Okay, there you go. It was just slow. Oh. Sorry. Here's Android Studio. Alright, so here it is. Okay, I'm clicking on it, and well, I got the callback once, but now I'm not getting it anymore. Huh. Now I got it. Okay, so this is really imprecise. Maybe it has to do with the scrolling or something. Okay, let me move it away from the surface and onto the column. Wait, no, that's not right. I'm doing it on the... Wait, I think I know when I get the callback. Yeah, okay. I added the callback just on the lower side, and in fact you can see the feedback if I do. Okay, so of course I gotta add the clickable thing to the whole cell, not just the bottom part. So it's gotta be here. This is where I want it. So gotta do it below the clip so that it doesn't go beyond the round edges. Clickable. Well, that looks good to me. Yeah, that is what I want. That's what I want to see. Let's go. Okay, cool. And I get a lot of callbacks here. Nice. That is exactly what I want to see. All right, let us do some state. I want to animate the rating bar. I want to make it just for testing. I want to make it so that when you click the cell, it will update the star rating to a random value between 0 and 5. And then have it change the star rating to that value. So that's going to be my introduction to state and compose. I do kind of know how to use a basic state like this, but let's see. Okay, so this is the composable for the section item. It has control over its own rating, I guess. Yes. So let's see. This is going to be rating. And it's going to be a mutable state, which I have to remember. So I got to remember a mutable state of. And then let's start everything with 4F. Right. So at first, this is always going to be 4 out of 5 stars. And then I need to pass this down to, where is it? Star rating bar, here. So I remove the hard-coded 4, and I'm going to do rating dot value. And here's where the Jetpack Compose compiler will kick in. So the compiler will make it so whenever I change this state, then it knows that it only has to redraw the star bar. The rest it doesn't have to redraw, so you get more performance because you do less work. But the star rating bar now depends on the rating state. And whenever the rating state changes, it will automatically recompose the star rating bar. Right, so when I click this thing, in the handler for the click, I want to just change this value to whatever else. So I want to do random change rating to a random value. So let's do new rating is just, I don't know, something between 0 and 5 inclusive. Just gonna pick a random. Actually I want to do F2. No, not. Okay, just a random rating between 0 and 5. And I'm just gonna do rating value equals new rating. That's all I'm gonna do. Oh, crap. To float? I guess, because it's, yeah, okay. Right. So I think this is all I need. Whenever I click a cell, it will change its rating to a new value. And then we can see how the rating bar behaves with different values. Next up, we're gonna animate them. Right, so I have 4 out of 5. Let me open Visor. Here it is. Okay, so let's see. I'm clicking. 0, 0, 5, 4, 2. That looks great. Cool, yeah, I already have test cases now, kind of, for different values of this composable. Neat, okay. So now here's where the mind blow starts for me. So this is gonna be rating state. And then I'm gonna do another variable, which is gonna be animated rating, and it's gonna be animate rating state value. Gonna import that. And now I'm going to still update the state, but down here, where I'm populating the rating bar, I'm gonna replace it with animated rating. I think that is all I need to make this animate. So if I'm at 5 stars and I drop down to 2, then we should see it kind of transitioning to the 2 stars through 4 and 3. So it should go 5, 4, 3, 2. That's what I'm expecting. Because this method here, this is the most magical stuff, honestly. It's just value interpolation out of the box, pretty much. Not sure how you control the duration of this. Probably another param. Like if I want to make it slower, can I do that? Well, there's an anim spec, so I guess with that you can specify it. All right, so let's see. Oh my god, that is actually amazing. Come on, give me some more changes. Yeah, there you go, from 1 to 4, and it just went up gradually. That is so cool. Yeah, and eventually I want to make it so that we can also have partially filled stars just by clipping. Well, now I'm thinking, maybe I don't need to do the rectangle and just clip it with like the full thing. I mean, it will be more performant probably, but I think I can just render clipped stars. Like a partially clipped star? Huh. Do I want to spend the time now on this bar though? Not sure. Yeah, maybe not right now. But that is very good to see. Cool. Yeah, that's dope. And that will conclude, at least for now, that section of this screen. I think we're done with that section for now. We've made it we added a gradient so that the bottom half is a bit darker, so that we can see the white text better against different images, which might be very bright. We added the styling for text and the rating bar itself, and we can animate the rating bar. Cool. I think I want to proceed and add some more state to the filters. Because in the design, we can see that there's one filter, and when it's selected, it's showing in this green color. Everything else is gray. And I want to make it so that the cells keep their state. So they're either selected or they're not. And then we're going to hoist that up afterwards so that there's more logic, right? So if you click the all filter, then everything else should be deselected. But that's additional logic. I want to start with just the tiny constrained piece of logic for the cell itself. All right. So top picks can be closed. This I don't need as well. Here we are. So filter section. I'm going to do a similar thing. I'm just going to do top picks. Just like organizing this a bit by section. Okay, that's helpers. And then I have filters. All right, cool. So I'm gonna copy, as I did with the other section, I'm gonna copy this out and put its contents into filters section item. And again, I'm gonna, this actually gets a filter now, yeah. I'm gonna do another composable function, filters section item. Item of type filter, and then let's go. Let's put this here. Cool. Yeah, so select filters, I've already prepared this, but that's kind of like one step ahead. I want to do the local state first. So a section item knows if it's selected or not. So we have selected state equals remember of mutable state of false. So by default, everything is unselected. And then I have content color. So here we select the background color of this section. So now I can just do a simple if and say if this thing is selected, then use the highlighted section color. Otherwise, just use the non-highlighted section color. The text is gonna be white either way. Well, I guess it's a bit more grayish if the thing is not selected, but I would just want to see if this works first. Okay, and of course, we're gonna make it so clicking on the cell will again just like flip this state. We'll switch it to selected, to deselected, and back. I'm wondering, where is the shape? Oh, here it is. Okay. So this is where the background is defined. So again, I'm gonna do the clickable underneath so that we don't lose the rounded edges when clicking. Otherwise the ripple would go outside the rounded edges, so it would look horrible. Okay, on clicking, just toggle selection state. So it's gonna be selected state dot value equals whatever it wasn't before. So just invert that, just flip it. And that's gonna make the column recompose because it itself depends on that state, and I think that's all we need. All right, visor coming up. Let me click beach. Oh, hell yes. Let's go. Yeah, I can just animate these in. Like rather, they're not animated yet, but actually that would be really cool. I can just animate the background color so that they're like right now they're just flipping instantly to green and back to gray. I can just animate that. Just put that in the animate function and then it should animate the background color now. So let's see. Right, so visor goes away again. Okay, so I have the selected state. And then what I'm gonna do is animated properties. I'm still trying to wrap my head around how I want to organize my composable functions, because there's going to be a lot of variables and I don't want to lose track when there's going to be more. So I guess state properties, animated properties, and the animated thing is going to be, well, animated background color equals animate, and then if the selected state like is true, then it's going to be highlighted section color, otherwise non-highlighted section color. And then that's going to animate. I'm not sure if it can animate between colors. Like it does. Okay. Okay, it can. Is that generic over T? No, it's actually doing a specific thing. Okay, let's see. So I can remove the if here and just use the animated background color instead. There's still this dependency to the state value. So whenever the animated value changes, the column will get recomposed. Let's see if I have animated state changes now. Okay, I'm afraid to click it. I'm gonna click it. It's very subtle, but you can see it. It does fade out ever so slightly. So it goes slightly to green, slightly to gray. That is absolutely cool. That is insane. I love that. It's the most magical API that I've seen so far in Compose, is Animate. Okay, cool. So I guess the next thing would be, the thing is, from the design, these filters, they work together. They're not separate. In the traveler picks, every cell is independent. You click one cell, you move to that particular place's screen. The filters, they're interdependent. If I click one filter, another filter is going to be deselected, and so on. And then there's all filter, which has a special case. So the logic for that must not be confined to an individual cell. It must be given to the parent, and then the parent deals with the state. It keeps track of whatever filters are selected, and then it will recompose whatever it needs to when its own state changes, and some of the cells inside will need to change. Right, so that is what's called hoisting in Jetpack Compose. It's basically taking the state of a composable and moving it to its parent in order for it to receive commands and have the parent control it, pretty much. And we want the section, the filter section, to control its content, its cells. Right, so what we are going to do is, in the composable for the item, we're going to add a parameter, which is going to be selected, or is selected. It's going to be a Boolean, and it's going to be false by default. And then I'm going to keep the internal state, because the internal state is going to be used to animate between the states that the parent gives down. But the selected state in here is dependent on whatever we get passed down, I think. Maybe, I'm not sure. Maybe we do need to pass the entire background color animation up, but I'm going to do it like this first. Okay, so we have is selected, and then we'll need something that is invoked when the cell is clicked, because clicking the cell will send a message to the parent saying, I was clicked, what am I supposed to do now? So basically we do, we just make the parent provide the content of this lambda, I guess is what we're gonna do. So we're gonna do on selected change, I guess, and that's gonna be a lambda function. We're gonna get that passed down to us as well. Actually, I'm not gonna make that optional. And then just gonna replace this block here with on selected changed. So when the thing is clicked, it invokes the parameter lambda that's being passed in. Right, so now we have to add the parameters here. So is selected is gonna be false for now. And then on selected changed. Oh, okay. I see something that needs to change. We do. Well, no, actually, no. We have access. I was going to say we need the lambda to pass in the clicked item, but we have access to that already. I'm not sure if we need that again in the lambda. I don't think we do. It's okay to do it like this. So in this case, when the thing is selected, I changed my mind. We do need at least to give it the new selection state. We need to know, is it now selected or not? So I guess we can make it like this. It just gets 2 params. And then it's gonna invoke on selected changed with the item passed in and also the, well, I guess the inverted initial state, right? I think that works. So is selected. If I can spell it, okay. Right. And then if this is selected, then we will we will add to the selected filters the item. Otherwise, we will remove it from the list of selected filters. And then, of course, there's to do special logic for all filter. But that goes without saying. First up, I want to see if that is okay. And then here, the initial selection status is gonna be true if the item is in the selected filters and false if it isn't. So we can just abbreviate that to item in selected filters. No? That should work. So it's true if it's gonna be. Let's see. I'm not sure. I don't think we're gonna see much difference. Best case scenario, it works the same as it does now. Oh, we'll see. Maybe I'll do another log statement so that we know that something is different. All right, let's see how this goes. So I click this. Okay, nothing is changing here. I think that has to do with this value. All right, I'm not too sure. Let me do a log here. Let's just do item. Okay, item was selected equals, and then the new value we get. And then we do new filters equals, and then we're just printing out the select filters variable. I want to see. Oh, value, of course. Or is it? Okay. Hmm. Okay, this is kind of different. This does not have a value, even though it's a mutable state. So I guess mutable state list off is different. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm not sure if it deployed. It was kind of weird. It didn't want to start up. So I'm gonna just have it install again. Okay, so now this is different. Okay, so this filter was selected, equals true. And if I click it again, it changes to false. Okay, so I click the all filter repeatedly and move visor out of the way. And the log actually alternates between true and false, so that works. But it's not animating or like changing the color. And it's annoying that I cannot look into the list. But that's fine, I can deal with that. I'm just gonna output the size of this. Right, so I guess I have it's a bit weird. I would assume maybe no animation, but I would assume something to change it to green. Because I am passing in is selected. I'm making a state. I'm making a state every time. Maybe I need to defer the state of all the children to the parent, like in its entirety. But I'm a bit weirded out. I'm a bit confused by... Let me move this back. All right, so now this works again. But without animation, of course. So do I pass the animated down to the children from the parent? That seems kind of weird to me. Man, I did like the animations though. I kind of want them back. But maybe I don't care about like the initial state. I mean, the items will govern their state. No, I can't do it. Can't do it. The parent has to dictate if a cell needs to be selected or not. So I guess I do need to move this out. I need to move this entire thing up. So this is state list off. What else do we have? Do we have like it's like a state map? There is a state map. Maybe I can do a state map of filter boolean. And then the initial value would be so I'm gonna pass in the items here. List of filter. So the initial state would be items well associated by or like associated with false. Does that not work? I want to create a map of filter to false. So I'm required a filter and I found map filter. What? Oh, yeah, okay. Makes sense to put it in the right thing, no? Okay, but still that needs pairs. That is annoying. Well, okay, in that case, we're gonna do items map map it to false, and then just gonna do, can I just do a star projection here? Do I need to do two typed array, really? Yeah, whatever. Okay, so I'm just gonna do this, selected filters. So all the filters are gonna start out by being associated with false. And then when one of them is selected, we're gonna update the selection status of that in the map to this. And otherwise, we're gonna remove the key. Or like, no, not really. We're gonna update it just to false. Wait, that's super weird logic. In that case, I might as well just do this. Okay, and here I need to give the filters. And then I'm gonna use the filters here. All right, but we haven't done anything yet. So these are now all gonna be true. What I want is, I wanna get selected filters, get. I wanna get the status of this item. So now, oh. Why is this nullable? Okay, get value it is. That's a map, right? I mean, it should, yeah. Okay. I kind of want to have these types here because this is a bit less readable than just saying, oh, it's a map between filter and boolean. So we're gonna get this, and then we have, I don't think that changed anything though, did it? But now the entire status is, well, it doesn't really do much. Before I had a list, like a sub list of all filters. Now I have a map where every filter is in, and I associate each with a value, with a bool. I think it's actually easier to just use a list. How do I animate that then? I probably need something like an item item state or something. And then I update the item state, and then the item state will have a background color. And then that's being passed in over time or something. I think, you know what? I think I'm gonna just sacrifice. I'm gonna sacrifice the animation for the filters for now. This can remain item in filters. And then here I do need to change this back. If is selected, then excuse me. Need to add it here, otherwise I will remove it here. Yeah, okay, and then, yeah, this is just, I don't know, this is just gonna be static for now, no animated property. It's just gonna have the conditional here. It's okay. I'm gonna figure out how to animate this at a later time. So what I wanna do is, first up, I wanna make this more readable. I want to make this more readable in the logs, and then I want to add the logic where selecting filters works and I can accumulate them. But if you select all, then it will... Oh, that's annoying. Dang it. Well, I know what I click on, so I guess it's fine. Might as well just do this. Something was selected. And then I see how many filters are enabled at any time. Right, so where was I? Oh yeah. I'm gonna click and compose these filters together. And then by default, all is gonna be selected. And then when I select all, then any other filter will be disabled. And when I have all selected and then I change and select any other filter, then all will be deselected. Something like that. All right, so let's check this again. So we have something was selected true. I have one filter selected now. Now I have two selected. Now I have three. Now I'm gonna deselect one. Yeah, that works fine. Okay, so what are the special cases? Let's try to think about the special cases here. Special cases. So there's a case where nothing is selected. Nothing is selected. In that case, all needs to be selected. Then we have when all is selected and any other filter is gets selected, all needs to be deselected. Another special case is any filter is selected and all gets selected. Other filters are need to be deselected. So all the special case logic revolves around the all filter. Okay. Yeah, so how do I know which one the all filter is? Okay, I have a special variable here. So I think I'm just gonna use that. So I have a special variable and I can compare any filter to all just by using that variable. And I'm gonna... Yeah, okay, let's just fill out these. Otherwise, use generic logic below. I think, yeah, it all revolves around the all filter. So let's first check if the selected changed thing is the all filter. So we're gonna compare the item to the all filter. Right? Yeah, that works. Hi Senya, so I am, yeah. Hello, how are you? So if I also need to keep track of if the all filter is currently selected. Is all selected. So I'm just gonna check if the all filter is in the selected filters at this point when anything is clicked. And I think now I can run through the special cases. So first up, okay. So this case here, if nothing is selected, all needs to be selected. I gotta mirror that through here. So by default, the all filter needs to be, that's gonna be the first step, pretty much. Okay. I'm gonna move this down. All right, so if all is selected, is all filter and is selected. Probably gonna convert that into a when. So in that case, no, wait. That's not right. If is all selected, when the all filter is enabled and this is... there's got to be an easier way to do this logic. Yes, this is the design thingy with the travel example. Let me pull up what I have at the moment. So this is what it looks currently. And at the moment I'm working on this section here where you can basically filter the data by category. So I've made it so that the things already change color, and now I'm changing the logic, or like adding the logic so that the filters know about each other. So this is, as it looks now, this is the default state where you just see all is selected. And then when I would select anything else, like beach, then I'm assuming that all will be deselected. And then I can compose these together, like I want to go to the beach or the forest or into the city. But then when I would go back to selecting the all filter, then anything else should be gone again because it's all. Yeah, what I did earlier today was I was working on these things, and you can see that I have a bit of animation. Like it's not really that useful on this particular screen, but you can see how when I click a cell here, you can see how the star rating just picks a random number between 0 and 5 and it animates to that number. I wanted to see what this framework lets me do, and it's really, really cool. Yeah, so I imagine that's how it works. That design didn't come with a description of what's supposed to happen, but just the fact that we have on the design a section for all, and then there's more specific stuff to the right of it, makes me think that these should be mutually exclusive. Like, what does it mean to have all and also beach? It's either all or a combination of the others. So that's what I'm pursuing right now. Okay, yeah, so there's bound to be an easier logic here, but I'm trying to make do with this for now. Right, so when all is selected and any other filter gets selected. So the thing is, when this is the all filter, like you cannot deactivate the all filter if... this is really annoying. Well, I'm just gonna write it and then I'm gonna simplify it. Right, so it's all selected and the current thing that was clicked is not the all filter, but this other thing was selected. In that case, all needs to be deselected. In that case, selected filters, remove all filter. Second special case, when any filter is currently selected and all gets selected, then the other filters need to be deselected. All right, so if well, I guess if there's any selected filter and the current thing is the all filter and it's been selected, I'm doing a lot of checking multiple times and that needs to be simplified, but well, in that case, anything else needs to be removed. Like I can just clear it, no? When nothing is selected, all needs to be selected. So when the filters is empty, I'm gonna add the all filter. And I think I can do an else if for the rest. I really don't know if that works. Let's try. Okay, let's see. Let's view the initial state. Okay, we just opened the app. Initial state is all is selected and nothing else is, so that's good. So now I'm gonna click on beach. Let's see what happens. Damn it. Okay, nothing at all. Okay, I'm gonna add logs here. Okay, nothing happens. So what happens when I click on all? Okay, I can just click and select, deselect all. That's also not supposed to happen. Let me deselect all and now select something else. Okay. Yeah, nothing about this is working so far. So if I click on forest, it's just select all. Okay. Well, I wasn't expecting this to work out of the box, but we'll see. Okay, so what is this? Let me clarify this log here. So I wanna just add a log to the start, click, and then we have is all. Will let us know if this is actually the all filter that was being pressed. Is this selected? Is all selected? So that's the is all selected at the moment. Yeah, that's okay. So let's go here and add some more logs and say special case 1, special case 2, and then end case 1, 2, 3. All right, let's see what happens when I click on the item. Okay, so let me try putting up visor and also keeping lockcat in view. Just move this, make this a bit smaller. Okay, so that should work. So let me click on beach. Okay, so what did it say? Is all is false, which is true because I clicked on beach. This was selected and all is also selected. Yes. So we reached special case 1. That is true. That is correct. We clicked on something that wasn't all, and that means that all should be deselected. And then we got into special case 1, end case 1, which makes sense. I think maybe I can make this logic easier here. Let me just make this like that. Yeah, I think that's better. Okay, once more. I'm gonna click on beach. All right, that looks to be the expected result. So all was deselected and beach was selected. So now I'm gonna click some more filters and they should be accumulated onto the beach. So if I click forest, the beach should stay selected. Okay, that works. I can select all these. I can deselect them again. That all works. So now with these 2 active, let me click on all. That should remove the other 2. Okay, that looks to be the case. Perfect. The only thing that is still working is that I can deselect all. That is not correct. That should not work. Other than that, we're good. Excuse me, why does your screen have such a pretty image? Which one do you mean? Do you mean my wallpaper on my phone? I guess that would be because I set it to that image. It's a cool feature. Okay, so I can deselect all, which should not work. Well, I guess that's kind of an easy additional case. So is all filter? It's gonna be an empty case. I need to clean this up badly, but so if I'm clicking on the all filter and I want to deselect it, it's not gonna work. Nope. And this is terrible. I don't want to have an empty conditional, but I want to see if that actually causes the last piece to fall into place. Yeah, I know. I don't know where I got that wallpaper from, but I did like it a lot. It's not from anything as far as I know. It's just a pretty image. Okay, so I can indeed not deselect all. I can deselect these though. Okay, I need to... Okay, so if I have beach and I deselect beach, then automatically this should turn on. Yeah, that is what my third special case used to be about. Like if it's empty, then do something. Huh. I guess I just gotta, like, these conditionals here, they already alter selected filter. I just gotta do the check first, honestly. Just gotta check here. Just gonna say, do I only have one filter? And am I about to unselect something? It doesn't matter what it is. It just doesn't work, right? Should not go through. Can anything else happen at that point? Not really. Can probably just return. It looked a bit like something of a specific app universe. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I agree. It's a cool image. Kind of like a. Kind of get like a Norse god kind of vibe for whatever reason. Okay. Okay, I cannot deselect this. When I move over here, I can select these. So when I remove the last of the non-all filters, it should go back. Dang it. Oh, well, yeah. Yeah, makes sense. Shoot. In that case... Okay, I'm gonna keep track of the current filter count at the start. I'm gonna go down here, and then when current filter count is bigger than 0, and this happens, then whatever. And then at the end, if is selected, then add it. Otherwise, it's gonna be deselected. Okay, otherwise, if current filter count is bigger than 1, that means removing a filter, but another remains active. And this here means removing the last filter should re-enable the all filter. This is really wonky logic. Okay, I don't think I need the logs anymore. Most of this is pretty clear, but this last piece is still kind of missing. I think I need to remove this in any case. Hold on. I don't think this is right. I think it needs to remove the current item every time, but then also when that was the last thing, it should re-enable something else. I don't think I'm even gonna try this here. So I cannot deselect this. This works. Yeah, that's what I meant. It should have removed forest as well. But that's fine. I think I got it now. Famous last words. Oh, cool. Rusty Lake could be fan art. It's a fun and bit wonky escape room game with many versions. That's cool. How did you find that? Did you just search like deer dude with like a robe or something? I didn't install again. Okay, here we are. So hopefully the last try. I cannot deselect all. I'm gonna change to something else. That works. I'm gonna deselect forest. It goes back to all. I think I got it now. Yeah, I think that's it. I think I got it. Yeah, that's it. Cool. All right, so we got the filters working. That's really nice. So I'm gonna bump visor up again to full height, and then I'm gonna remove this last log here. And hopefully never look at this method again. Like, I probably write some tests or something for this in order to make sure that this always will work. But for now, let's just close it down. Neat. I'm still missing the animation of the background color, but I can live without it for now. Cool. So what is left for... Right, yeah. So it would still do the same thing, but with a bit more clever, I suppose. There's a lot of things that are duplicated here, and I'm not really a fan of that necessarily. But for now, I'm just gonna hide it and not look at it. It's all right for now. Okay, so what's next? I got about, let's see, 15, 20 minutes in me for today. I think I'm gonna finish this initial screen, at least like in its raw form, which means we are still missing the popular place section at the bottom here. So we're gonna do another rounded corner cell, similar to the two sections we have. It's a bit wider. It has two texts rather than two texts and a star bar. The rest is pretty similar, so I think we can churn this out pretty quickly. Now, I'm almost at the end of my screen real estate here, so this is gonna have to scroll vertically. So let's add the cells, and then let's add a scrollable container so that I can scroll this vertically. All right, close down Lockcat, and then we're gonna go down to, let's actually remove the star shape for now, I don't need it. I'm gonna move this into the top picks because I use the stars there. Just a tiny bit of cleanup here. Location text also needs to go here. And horizontal section is just a... That's just a helper, really. Probably need that somewhere else as well. Alright, so popular places section, here we are. So I'm gonna do a new composable function for the content of this thing, which is gonna be a popular places section item. It's gonna get an item. It's gonna be a string for now, but it's gonna be a model class later. And then what am I gonna emit here? I'm doing something similar to the section above it. The section above is this one. So we have a box which is clipped, and then inside we have an image, and then a box for the gradient. I think that makes sense to have the gradient as well, to like darken the bottom part of the image, like overlay a bit of black. And then on top of that is just gonna be a bit of content. Yeah, I think we can just copy this verbatim, almost verbatim anyway. Okay, so let's do this. Big copy paste job here. Go here, paste in. And then we're just gonna change it. We don't need anything regarding rating. It doesn't exist for this composable. We don't need the rating bar. Yeah, other than that though, I don't need to make this, well, I do need to make this clickable, but to do open popular place screen, I guess. Speaking of which, I need to change the click listener here as well to do real logic to move to place screen. Right. Okay, let me pick a different image so that I'm not repeating the same thing all the time. I do have some prepared, which I need to eventually feed in here. But for now, I'm just gonna use, I don't know, this one. Yeah, that's a pretty one. Okay, I'm using that one. Okay, moving back, just paste this in. Right, so this thing needs to be a different aspect ratio. So we had this. The top traveler picks are 180 dips, and the popular places are going to be wider. So let's do 240. And the aspect ratio is also different. So I'm not sure, just like by checking this roughly, I'm saying this is almost a 16:9, so let me try that ratio. And that should be it. Oh, it's not rendered yet. Hold on, it gotta be connected here. Section item, give it the item. Let's run it. I think that's it. All right, it's building. Oh, okay, it's not showing up, but that makes absolute sense. Because I'm an idiot. I didn't actually give it any content for the cell. So I'm just gonna copy whatever it is that's displayed on the design example. Just gonna do Yogyakarta and Lombok Island, and just a third one. I don't know, Koopa Kingdom. Oh, you totally saw that and were waiting for me to notice? Yeah, I eventually did. Sorry, I was a bit slow. Alright, here's some content. Oh, and I copied the location text. Alright, so this is what it looks like. We see the cells are really crammed at the bottom. They're really tiny. We have the map marker icons. I accidentally copied those over, so those need to be removed. Just a regular text will do. And here's the thing. It uses the remaining screen real estate that I have. Like, it does scroll, but it doesn't know that it could go beyond the screen, and that's because this thing doesn't scroll vertically yet. So I need to make this a scrollable column somewhere, and it's probably gonna be at the very top here. So start screen content is a column. Can I just make this scrollable column, honestly? Will that work? Scrollable column does exist, and it will remember scroll state. It has vertical arrangement. I think, at least on paper, scrollable column sounds like a scrollable column. Let's see. Let's see if that is actually the case. Or maybe I need to make this, like, tell the screen that it can overflow or something, but maybe the scrollable column is enough. Because I know in Compose there are like layout containers, and I guess the normal column will just use whatever screen it has left, and the scrollable column will just lay out its children regardless, like no matter what. Okay, so I see here that these things are now bigger. So let me scroll down. Okay, that works. Perfect. Can I can still scroll the sections horizontally. That's actually more of an achievement than it might look like, because like a screen with orthogonal scrolling directions at the same time is really, really tough to do in the normal Android world. So if you have like a vertical scroll container with horizontal containers inside, it's an absolute mess, because you want to scroll sideways and it picks it up as a vertical thing, and then you scroll like 2 pixels downward and nothing else happens, and then you're annoyed. So that this just happens like this and works is really, really cool. Cool, yeah. Just gonna do a bit of bottom padding and then we're done with this screen. Just at the bottom here, I'm gonna do... So we have side padding. I'm gonna remove this and like rename it to outer padding. Then I'm just gonna append a spacer at the end, which is gonna have the outer padding as its height, and that will give the bottom a bit more room to breathe, because right now the bottom edge is really like stuck to the bottom edge of the phone, and that looks bad. And that should be it. And I'm gonna add a few more click listeners to the search icon, to the grid icon, just a bit more like flavor, a bit more responsiveness. Yeah, that's what I wanted. If I scroll down, I can scroll down a bit further, and now I have padding at the bottom. I don't think the ratio is right yet, the aspect ratio. I want to change it a bit. I want to make it a bit less cinematic. I want to do 1.5 for the ratio. The width itself is okay, but height, not so much. I want to make these a bit taller. I need to leave now and kill some zombies. Always a pleasure. Cool, yeah. Kill all the zombies. Enjoy. See you soon. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, that's better, I think. Okay. Popular places. Yeah, solid. Okay. All right, let me connect the rest. Let me connect the rest of the clickable stuff on the screen. And then I think I want to connect the actual data models to the screen, so that I'm not repeating the same image all the time. Makes it a bit nicer. And I think I can leave it at that for today. Basically the first screen done, and then I can work on interactions. Navigation is another subject that I have not really touched upon at all. So apparently Jetpack Compose navigation is not done. Not done yet, I should say. There's gonna be a first-party like extension that will get released, which integrates Compose with the architecture components for navigation. That's not finalized yet. You can apparently use the navigation architecture components. I found some blog posts who like try to do their own thing, and then there's also the sample apps. And that I will need to read up on more before I can attempt to do that, because I don't want to be on stream and read through blog posts. I want to come in slightly prepared and then just fail on the spot. But not read a lot of stuff on stream. So let's finish this initial screen. Okay, so let's start by adding some clickable modifiers to stuff. I want to add something to the header card. No, app bar here. This should be modifier clickable. Doesn't need to do anything else, but just making it clickable will give me the ripple that I want. I'm just gonna copy this for the search icon. I'm gonna go down here to the annotated string, give that a click listener. I'm gonna go to the X button. Where is it? Here. Give that a click listener. That X button at the top, it kind of implies that when you click it, the thing will go away and the content will like move up. It'll like collapse the header. Maybe that's an animation that I'm gonna do. Okay, yeah, I think that was all of the listeners. Let's build again. Oh, I want to check something actually. I want to see. So I'm using Flux right now. Does that affect the stream? I think it does. Sorry for the reddish tint. It might not have shown up, but I'm using the display capture and I'm the window capture. No, display capture in OBS, and I'm not sure if Flux will interfere with that. It might have. In which case, sorry. Okay, so let's see. Alright, so these icons are now clickable, but they're really, really, really small. Like this is not what I want. I kind of want round ripples, to be honest. Not sure how I do that. So these things here, they should be... Let me try and apply some padding. Like 8 dips. I know that it's not gonna change the size. Like hopefully, it's not gonna change the size of the asset, but hopefully it'll enhance the clickable area. Oh, it might have an impact on this close button though. Oh, is this? Yeah, this is also clickable. Cool. Right, so before I show this, I want to do another build. Okay, yeah, as I suspected, the close icon is now moved downwards, which is a bit annoying. I might need to decouple it from the welcome aboard text. It might need to live on its own. Right now it lives on the same row as the title. And I'm not a fan of these like boxed ripples. I'd rather they're circular. But it's whatever. It's not too terrible. I want to remove the padding from the close button for now, so it's moving back into place, but I gotta figure something out. All right, so to finish this up, I want to connect the data that I have. I want to connect these things here to at least to the top picks section, because I only have locations right now, so I can only do the top traveler picks. I don't have them grouped together yet. So that'll take me a bit longer to get more test data. But for now, I want to utilize this view model here. So the view model is being passed in through the activity, and it's gonna be passed through to the start screen content. It's going to be passed down here. And then I have... So I have this function here. So this is already state, huh? Yes. Okay, this is already a mutable state of. Okay, so this is the places. And I will... The filters are static, but the top picks will get the places here. Value. Then in here, I get the places. This is a list of place. Passed down to the children. This is going to be not a string anymore, but a place. And then in here, I need to change some things. Okay, so this starts with the rating for the item. And this text is gonna be the name, I think. Yes, the bigger text is the name. And then below is the location's name. So it's gonna be item, location, name. Okay. I think this shall... What's wrong with my microphone? Alright, so a couple of technical difficulties. Alright, so it's gonna stay hanging like that for the last couple of minutes. Alright, so oh yeah, that's right. So it did update the data, but it used the same image for all of them because it's still static. So item picture URLs first. Well, what if they're empty though? Does coil image accept? No, it does not. Well, I guess in that case, I can just conditionally emit this. So if, that's really cool actually. So I can have image URL is the first picture that we have for this place. Or it's gonna be null. If I have one, I'm emitting the coil image. If I don't have one, then, well, I guess I'm gonna... I'll do nothing really. It could be like a fallback image or something. I'm not gonna emit anything if it doesn't have an image. So this is gonna be image URL. Let's run this. And then we should have different items for different places and different images for different places. And then do I have... Unfortunately, they're all rated 4 out of 5. Hold on, I want to get some more variety here. So let's assume that Virgin Beach is really terrible. And then White Hill is just is the bomb, and everybody should go there. So let's do that. And then, just for good measure, I'm gonna add another place here, which is a spooky town. And it's in Yogyakarta. And that's gonna be 224. And then this thing is gonna have no image. And hence it's 1 star. Okay. I wanna see if that also works. Yeah, that might be our last build for the day. Let's see. Still building. Just canceled the build prior, so I'm hoping. Yeah, okay. It didn't take too long. Okay, so here it is. Oh, Killing King Beach, just shy of moving to the next line, just breaking. Cool. Yeah, it also works with the fallback, which is like no image at all. Of course, something should be here. Maybe I'll just make this box have just a color by default. No, background. I'm just gonna use my colors dot, just honestly, just primary. I don't know. I'm doing that after the clip. So it should be subject to the round corners. And then rest looks good. Different ratings. I can of course change them when I click on it, but that will change eventually. Really cool. Okay, so this is the last build of the day then. I'm happy with that. That's really cool. I want to see if this default box now works. It does. Yeah, it's just a teal box now, in case the image cannot be loaded. Cool. Yeah, I love that. That's really cool. Cool. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it at that, honestly. This first screen seems to be complete enough that I can continue with a different screen next time I stream. So next thing would be probably, let me move to the design here. Would be something like this. So this screen with a big picture on the top. This is what would happen if you click a popular place, and that's basically groupings for a location, and then below would be again traveler picks in another list. With rating, we can reuse the rating bar. It's gonna have gray instead of white, which is a good thing that we use the surface colors earlier, which now we can reuse a bit easier. This we cannot reuse as easily because the marker here is bigger than it is on the first screen. We have a show more, and if you click this, it would go to the third page. I think this first screen was a bit more work getting set up than these next two are gonna be. Yeah, looking forward to it. It's a bunch more images, a new shape here at the top. Looking good, man. Okay, yeah. I think with that, I'm gonna close down this first DSLR-backed stream. I'm gonna watch it back and see if it's really laggy, because I don't know that yet. And we'll see. So next time it's gonna be crappy MacBook quality again, or I'm gonna stick with the camera. Whatever I do, I hope to see you there. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.